Right, we will get started, guys. I've got David here with me. For those of you that are big on Facebook, okay, I'm just going to stop sharing my screen now so you can see me. Those of you that are big on Facebook, you're going to absolutely love this. I don't know if anyone follow David. I'm sure there's a fair people here that follow David. And this guy has literally come out of the blue. I've been keeping an eye on him for a while. He's come out of the blue, out of nowhere, and he's just gone stratospheric. So I've managed to kind of pin him down and get him to tell us exactly how he's done it, and he's here to take us through. David, I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me all right?
Loud and clear, mate. You might want to put your camera on, because I don't think people are looking at me for too long.
If I knew I'd have to do that, I would have got dressed. Let's have a look now. Let's see if it works. As I mentioned the other day, it's been a long time since I've done a go-to webinar. So,
yeah, believe it or not, mate, this isn't going to be a normal kind of. Here we go. This isn't going to be a normal kind of style webinar where we share our screen and kind of go through slides. We wanted to kind of make it a bit interactive, make it so you can meet David, get to know David. And this is actually the first. I mean, I've done podcasts before. I've done Q&As for obviously some of the products leaks, but this is the first thing I've ever done like this. So it's the first thing for both of us, mate. So for those guys in the group that kind of don't follow you, why don't you tell us a bit about you, mate? Tell us, who is David Walker and what has he been up to? How did he get on the scene? Tell us your story.
Okay, well, I'll do a potted history version. Otherwise, we'll be here all afternoon. So, okay, well, as you can possibly tell by my accent and by the shirt here, I'm based in South Wales, here in the UK, just a little bit further north from Cardiff, so more like Tom Jones territory, if you're into your Welsh geography at all. So I live here in South Wales with my partner and our son, who's now 8, which has gone way too quickly. And yeah, and I'm fortunate enough to be a work from home dad as well, which is something which I'm very grateful for. And as I'm going through a bit of the history, then I'll kind of give you an update on when and where that did and didn't happen as well. So, I mean, if anyone has never heard of me, which is probably likely, I can walk down a street and not be accosted for an autograph or a photo. So that's not much chance of that. So if anyone's not heard of me before, then I do just want to kind of assure you that I'm not just some bum that Wayne has pulled in off the street. I do know what I'm talking about here, and hopefully I can share some good stuff with you this afternoon as well. So just to give you a very kind of brief history on what I've done online. I've been online for a long time. I had my first internet connection, I think it must have been about 1997, way back in the day, dial-up connections. I don't know if anyone's been online for 20 years or whatever. Yeah, dial-up connection here in the UK with Richard Branson's Virgin.net, which was very apt for me at the time. I have to I have to admit. And I made my first pound online then a year later in 1998. So that was really cool, and that gave me the appetite really for this whole internet marketing and making money online thing. Just to give you some info on how I made that first £1 online. I was on holiday with my parents, flicking through the pages of a computer magazine. There was this full page advert. It was amazing. I really wish I'd kept that page of this advert that was written. Long form copy advert on how you can make money online. It was basically, you could buy this floppy disk, if you remember those, a floppy disk, which was full of these how-to reports, how to make money doing this, that, and the other. The big selling point was that you could basically print them out, not digital, not selling them digitally, but you could print them out and keep 100% of the profits. And that just fascinated me for this 2 weeks that I was on holiday. I must have reread that advert over and over again. It was about £20 or so, which I suppose 20 years ago wasn't that cheap. It was probably on a par with the, the info products that you can buy now. But yeah, when I got home, I'd ordered this disc. It came back within a few days. I loaded it up, and I have to say I was, thoroughly underwhelmed by the content that was included in there. Even back then, a lot of the stuff just seemed very out of date. How to make money doing things like being a market trader, or it was that kind of thing. And I thought even back then, like, and I was 18 years old. I knew nothing about business, but even I knew that some of that stuff was out of date. But I thought, well, I've spent £20 on this now. I'm determined to make my money back. I think it was recommended that you should try and sell these reports by placing ads in shop windows, or taking out small adverts, small ads in the local press and things like that. I thought, no chance, that's just way too expensive. I'm going to sell this online. And yeah, in 1998, we were quite limited on where you could sell stuff online, but there was a website, a UK auction-based website, which is no longer around. It was called eSwap. I found this quite by accident. This was before eBay was around. eBay was in the US, but it didn't come to the UK till a year later. So it was all about eSwap in 1998. And considering it was 1998, this site did have quite a bit of traffic going to it. The auctions were very busy, plenty of bids on them, and I was listing these reports up for sale on eSwap, selling them for £2 or £3 a time, printing them out, sending them out to the customers, cash in the post, because there was no PayPal. You couldn't accept online payments. So, it was all very prehistoric, but that gave me the bug, I suppose, for making money online. And, I really enjoyed it. And I thought, yeah, I can see that there's some mileage in this. eSwap didn't last. I then went on to kind of become a bit of an SEO expert, and back in those days it was quite easy to game Google as well. So my thing then was basically sending tons of organic Google traffic to different offers, and that was enough for me to quit my job to go full-time. And I went full-time in 2006, managed to last out for 8 years until 2014, until I couldn't make that work anymore. So then that's unfortunately when I had to return back to a day job. Fortunately, though, that didn't last that long, and I went back working from home again now. So I've got the time and to put into my own projects again now, and that gives me the opportunity to do things like this as well. So yeah, that's basically a very kind of brief history of the last 20 years. Awesome. So hopefully that's enough, and it gives you an idea of where I've been and where I'm going now.
That's brilliant, mate. And that first sale, everyone remembers their first sale, don't they? I think that's one of the most exciting things about your journey online, that first sale, and that's something I'll never forget as well. So, like, we've got plenty of people here, mate. Why don't you tell us the way of the walker, or the walk away? Why don't you tell us what it's all about? Because I'm sure people the people who know you will kind of know what it is, but a lot of people out there just won't understand how to gain this audience, how to gain traction, how you can get leads for free. It all sounds a bit mystical and a bit unattainable, but why don't you tell us about your method?
Okay, so in a nutshell, it's all about generating free leads via your free Facebook profile. That's what it is in essence. It's about using that profile that everybody's got. Billions of people around the world have got their own free Facebook profile, and we all have the opportunity to put our content on our profile and connect with a potential audience of billions for free. Not having to go down the paid ads route or anything like that, just for free, just using your Facebook profile. So the walk away, which is what I like to call it. If you follow my content at all, I like to try and make up my own phrases and words and things like that, just to try and make me stick in people's minds a bit more. So doing things the walk away is basically just using your Facebook profile in a way where your content stands out on a crowded news feed. It gains attention. It attracts a lot of engagement from other users, which kind of has a bit of a snowball effect then, because then the more engagement that your stuff gets, it then just gets pushed back to the top of the news feed. More people get to see it, and because you are getting so much engagement on your stuff, you're getting hundreds of likes and comments, and then that in turn attracts a lot of inquiries to you. So you then get a lot of inquiries coming through your messenger where people want to find out more about you, which gives you the opportunity to then kind of build a relationship, and at some point then you can present your opportunity or your product or your services or your business to those people, and hopefully make some sales as a result of that. So that's what the walk away it is. It's basically from start to finish, where you create your content, and you then speak with people who are coming into contact with that.
Yeah, and anyone that's listening and kind of wondering whether it works, this is basically how I've grown pretty much most of my trainings, most of my courses, my free courses out there. It's kind of how I've done it. So I mean, you're far ahead of me as well, so in that respect. So I'm really interested to get into the nitty gritty and understand more about the method. But why did you choose this method? You know, you've got all these different methods out there. Why did you choose this method to kind of use for your marketing?
Okay, well, it's a bit of a funny story behind that as well. So you might like this as well. If we go back to a year ago, the start of 2018, I wasn't even really doing much with Facebook at all then. In 2018, I had visions of dominating Instagram. I was following Jason Stone. If anyone's not familiar with him, he's the guy behind Millionaire Mentor. And he's got, I don't know, at last count, it was about 3.5 million followers on his Instagram. And I had kind of visions of doing that. You know, I liked the type of content he created, the motivational quotes against a photo, and then doing all the stuff with the Instagram stories. And I thought, yeah, I like what he does, and I want to do that. So at the start of 2018, I made an effort to try and, I don't know, get some traction on Instagram, and I did that for about 6 months, and I wasn't really getting anywhere. At the time, I was also in a small mastermind group of other people doing a similar thing to me, you know, that same type of content as well. So I was speaking with a guy on Telegram, having the group chat, and the guy who kind of set this mastermind up, he. You know, I was talking about how I was finding it difficult, and I was, you know, I wasn't really getting the followers, and I wasn't, you know, getting the traction that I thought that I should be getting. And he I don't know whether he meant it in a, you know, kind of a backhanded way or whatever, but he said that he thought it was great that somebody of my age, was trying to crack Instagram. I thought, my age. You know,
and you're the same age as me, so
the thing is, this guy wasn't even that young himself. He must have been at least 30. You know, and I thought, oh my word, and that was it. Then that was then I knew that maybe I was on the wrong platform. I thought at that point Instagram wasn't for me, right? So that's that was probably the summer of last year. I went on holiday, came back, and I thought, right, I think Facebook is going to be the place for me. I've been following some other people, guys like Fraser Brooks, who's like a big network marketing speaker and coach here in the UK, and he gets huge engagement on his stuff and views on his videos. And I thought, yeah, you know, I like what this guy is doing. I think maybe Facebook could be the place for me rather than Instagram, where I just don't think I'm young enough maybe to crack that. So yeah, so I thought Facebook could be the place for me, and I thought I actually liked the idea of that as well, because I thought, well, Facebook gives you the opportunity to do all different types of content. You can post shorter posts, longer posts, you can do videos. They also had the story feature coming in as well. Yeah. And I thought that yeah, this could be a better home for me to try and, you know, get out the message and the content that I want. So I thought that Facebook then would be a really good place where I could put out my content, and then I could attract free leads, you know, get all different inquiries coming in as a result of the content that I'm putting out, because, you know, I've been doing this for for 20 years. I've got plenty of stories and plenty of content that I can put out there. So it was free leads. It was targeted leads as well, because there are so many people using Facebook. Then you don't just have to, speak to whoever you can get. You can be a bit more selective and find people who've got similar interests to you, or may be interested in the specific type of business that you have to offer. So you're not going to be short of people to speak to. And because you've also got the messenger there as well, then you've also got that obvious networking ability, and you're not just restricted to commenting on each other's stuff. You can go direct to them and speak to them one-on-one in the messenger. And over time, then you can build an audience. So that's that's originally what I wanted to do on Instagram, but actually I think that Facebook is probably a better place to do that, because all right, you might not get the numbers that you can get on Instagram, but it's going to be the relationships on Facebook are going to be that much better quality, because you've got you can have a more kind of intimate relationship with people. You can you can get to speak with them and get to know them on a much deeper level. Awesome. So that's why I then opted for Facebook.
I don't know, but I'm wondering if we can show some results of kind of, so the guys can see just exactly what results, and maybe even go back so they can see kind of how you went from zero. You discovered these kind of methods, and how you kind of got to where you are now, where it seems like whatever you post, you seem to have this massive audience that just seems to flock to you somehow. I don't know if you can share your screen and then flip through your Facebook maybe and just show.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you do that on you.
So there's below the camera icon, there's a desktop. I know we didn't plan to do this, but I think I think this will be just fantastic, so the guys can kind of see like it works. So they if there's one person they need to listen to for this, it's kind of you.
Yeah, so I mean, what we can do on the call today, for the benefit of everyone who's attending, I can actually give you my top post which got the most engagement on it as well. So I can give you that for free on the call today. And then you can copy that and use that in your own business as well.
Wow, that's awesome.
Use it on your own profile.
Right, so hopefully now you can see my screen. So you can see kind of, this one was 3 hours ago, 72 likes, hearts, whatever, and 63 comments. It amazes me how many comments you get when we scroll down. Some of them, so this kind of one.
If you stop on that one there, this one I did a couple of days ago. So just a basic post. One day those early mornings and late nights will pay off. Now, what's quite interesting about this one is that I posted it on the day where we had that massive Facebook outage.
Yeah.
So I didn't get as many comments and likes on it as usual. I got a few less, but I still ended up getting over 150 comments 150 likes when nobody could actually get onto Facebook. Yeah. So that was quite fun. So even a Facebook outage couldn't stop my Facebook engagement. That's quite fun. So
that's insane. That is insane. So this was one of my favorites, this picture.
Yeah. A lot of my content is all about pulling stupid faces.
It seems to work, mate. It seems to work. Just the interaction, you get 177, 138 comments. It's insane. And there's never really any post or anything that doesn't seem to explode for you, which is fantastic. So we had a look down here. I mean, we can scroll back. Let's see how far I can actually kind of, my computer won't be too fast with everything I've got. But I think that was October. I'll stop sharing because it's going to slow my computer down. But it gives you an idea, guys, like everything David does just gets massive traction. And there is, as we'll find out, a way to do that. So I'll just stop.
You can probably, I was going to say, you can probably jump to October if you click the arrow under 2019 rather than trying to scroll all the way through it. Otherwise, that could just bog down your system.
Do you know what? I never saw you could do that. That's why you're the Facebook. So there we go. This is October. So you can see, I seem to remember the start. Let's go to September, then it'll be more obvious.
Yeah.
So you can see in September, like 13 likes, 1 comment. So you can.
Yeah, that was actually a good day for me at the time.
So it just shows, like, once you start putting in the work, it doesn't take long periods of time, because this was September where 13 likes, 1 comment. How do I get back to, there we go. And then we go to October, and there's 135 and 97 comments. So once you get that formula right, it kind of just happens, which is awesome. So that's brilliant to share that, because it just shows how quickly, like, when you got at work and how quickly that made an effect. So hopefully my screen has stopped sharing. So how did you develop the formula, David? How did you kind of come up with it? How did it all happen? Was it just magical? You woke up one day and everyone liked your posts, or tell us how you developed it.
I wish I was that popular. No, I know I kind of went away from Facebook a bit to try Instagram, and that didn't kind of work out. But for a few years, I've seen people on Facebook who always seem to do really well, who always have these posts which just get massive engagement, and there are people, in their hundreds, almost begging to work with these guys and girls, and I'd always thought, yeah, I wouldn't mind a bit of that. I think I could do that. I think I could possibly even do a better job than some of these guys, in terms of the type of content that's been putting out. But it was always something that had eluded me. Even last year, when I was trying to do a bit of trying to improve my my Facebook engagement by doing some different videos and things like that, and still not getting the traction. But I did have the aha moment, I suppose, when I thought, well, these people who are getting huge engagement and seem to be dominating Facebook in whatever industry they're in, and I thought, well, they're no more special or talented than I am, and not that I'm particularly special or talented, this could be the same for anybody, but they're just regular people like you and I, but they're just using the same platform that we have access to, and they're putting stuff out in front of an audience that you or I could have as well. Those people could be our audience as well. So that's when I thought, right, well, I need to try and figure out what they're doing. So what I started doing was I was just posting similar content. Not just ripping off whatever content they were doing, but putting my own, walk away spin on things as well, to try and make it a bit more authentic to me. Just trying to get bits of training here and there. You might hear a bit of news on how you can maybe get a few more likes, or how you can hack the algorithm, or that kind of thing, and just trying to put everything together. And when I did manage to kind of work that formula out, because it's actually not that complicated. Anybody on the call can do the same of what I'm doing, because I'm just doing the same as what a number of other people are doing as well. So there's not that there's like a massive secret or massive trick to it, but you just need to know what you need to do, and then you can have you can get Facebook to work in your favor. And so I got to work on it. I started putting out content which I had a good idea that would get engagement on it, and I got results quickly. I know we didn't see it on the screen share there, but it was, I think, if anyone does want to check out my own profile, you can see the proof for yourself. I think it was October the 8th, which was a Monday. That was the day which I thought that I was gonna do this seriously, and do some content every day, and see if the engagement would improve. And I got better engagement the following day, and it just kept improving day by day. So I started on the Monday. By the following Monday, after a week's worth of content, that post then had over 100 likes. So I went basically from 0 to 100 in the space of a week. Wow. And that's where it, that was the breakthrough moment for me, because after just a week I thought, yeah, this does actually work. this stuff works. I've actually found something that works, after several years of banging my head against the wall. And yeah, so doing that basically sent me on the path then that's brought me here today to do the call here with Wayne and all you guys on the call.
Yeah, that's awesome, mate. I can just imagine like that feeling of making a post and just getting the ping, 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 ping coming through. That must be a great feeling after trying for so long to try to, get that much attraction and trying to do things online after being successful before. So that's fantastic, mate. What does this method work for? So what have you found this method works for? This Facebook attraction marketing, as we call it. What type of things does it work for?
I think it'll work for most things. Whether you're in network marketing or whether you're an internet marketer, affiliate marketer, product creator, whether you're doing digital products or physical products, it doesn't really matter. I mean, this method will work for pretty much any aspect of it, because what people are looking for is they're buying into you. They're not buying into a specific product or a specific training course as such. So Facebook is perfect for that, because it is the perfect platform where you can put out content that is relevant to you, personal to you, and you can help people get to really know you. It's that know, like, and trust factor. Yeah. And if people buy into you, then it doesn't really matter what you're selling or what you're promoting, because people are already sold on anyway. So
yeah, so it's not like you need to pretend to be someone else or pretend to be some kind of superstar. It's just putting out you so people know, like, and trust you. That's kind of it. So you're putting your personality out there.
Yeah, I mean that's what it all kind of stems from. Yeah, I mean you can promote anything that that you're involved in, and so I think it'll work for a lot of things, whether it's high ticket or low ticket. It doesn't really matter. I think it might work a bit better with high ticket, because if you put in the effort in with your content and you're putting in the effort there for people to get to know you, then you're probably better off trying to sell something which is a higher ticket, because you why not get paid more for doing the same amount of work,
Exactly.
So I mean, if you're maybe a scamming type, and you're just looking to make money off people, on the sly and in secret, then this probably isn't going to be right for you, because your face is hanging off your business. You are the front, the shop window of your business. So it would be better to work with programs that maybe you've tried or that work. Yeah, definitely. And the proven stuff where people know that you can get results. Yes, I mean it'll work for anything. It's great for for what I would prefer to use it for as well. It's for list building, which I think is something that I think a lot of people who do this, they kind of miss that. Some of them even kind of openly brag about it as well. They're saying, oh yeah, I've made 5K, 10K this month off Facebook. I don't have a list. I think, well, that's not really something to be proud of. As much as I love Facebook, it's still not our platform. And if it goes down like it did a couple of days ago, it was only down for a few hours, and there was it was like panic in the streets. So I think Facebook is a great place where you can find people, you can network with people, get people to basically fall in love with you, and then get them off Facebook and onto your own list or onto your own platform, and and do things that way. So I think that's what this method is perfect for that, because you're not just adding people to a list who don't know you from Adam. You are building that kind of deeper connection with them first of all, before you even get them on your list. So you've got the opportunity to build a really responsive list there.
Yes, you have, and that's awesome, because many people do forget as a list builder, and I build that kind of list, many people forget to do that. So that's an awesome tip. Now, when obviously a lot of people out there are worried, like we've now said, your face is basically the shop window. So that leads in nicely to kind of what problems do people normally face with this kind of marketing? What are the problems and hurdles people come up against?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, this stuff it does work. You know, I think I'm proof that it does work now, and that Definitely. You know, it's not like I've just been doing this for a week or so now. I've been doing it for several months now, so it will work. But I think some of the issues that people may have are things like consistency. I know that has been a big problem for me, not necessarily on Facebook, but in other areas of my online business before, where I wasn't able to make a consistent income. It was always like a really short-term mentality all the time, where you're just chasing like the next payment. Mm-hmm. So I think consistency on Facebook can be an issue for people. So the way I do it, I just try to keep things really simple and have a less is more approach, I guess. I mean, if you look at my profile, you can see I'm not posting more than once a day. You know, I just make one post a day. And I only post Monday to Friday as well, because on the weekend I do family stuff as well. So whereas I may post an update to my Facebook stories, perhaps I'm not making a Facebook post on my profile. So I'm only posting once a day, Monday to Friday. And I think that's something that anybody can do, you know, whether you've got work commitments, family commitments, or whatever else. So I think consistency can be a problem, but you can kind of eliminate that problem on Facebook by doing things that way. I think people have problems with maybe knowing what type of content to put out there.
I have that problem.
Yeah, because generally what happens is when you first signed up for a Facebook profile, you probably thought that it was just a place where you can just air your dirty laundry. You know, you got your family and friends all added on there, and you can all just, you know, start bitching about something.
Yeah,
and when you decide then, right, well, actually maybe I can use Facebook for something a bit more profitable, then all that has to stop. And then I think that's where some then may run into a brick wall then, because they're not sure what type of content they should be putting out there. You know, but that doesn't necessarily need to be a problem. Again, if you look at my stuff as an example, I'm not doing huge posts. I'm not putting out, you know, massive volumes of content every week. You know, I generally do 3 shorter posts. I do 1 longer, like blog style post a week, which is me more kind of indulging on my creative side, which I enjoy doing that. And I do 1 Facebook Live a week, and that's me done. So, you know, I'm generally not finding any problems thinking up content to put out, because I guess I'm not really putting out that much, so I'm not running out of ideas. So that's one way you can look at that as well. What else do people have problems with? I did make some notes here, so I'm just referring to them. Okay, so yeah, all right. So another problem that the people may have is that they just, I suppose they just get a bit disillusioned, because they might start posting content and they think that it's going to work, because I've done this myself in the past. You know, you're following what the gurus say, right? Every single guru that I've come across in the last, I don't know, maybe 10 years in the internet marketing niche, their cure for all ills is putting out great content, right? They don't tell you what great content is. They just say great content, right? So it's all like that if you build it, they will come philosophy, which isn't always true. So I think people do kind of get disillusioned with that then, because they're focusing on putting out the content. Nobody's engaging with it. It's like they're talking to themselves. I mean, I felt like that myself for a long time on Facebook, that nobody cares about what you're doing, and you may as well be talking. You know, you basically feel like you're alone on a platform with an audience of billions, you know, which is just a really strange feeling. Like, but yeah, so I think that's where they get disillusioned, is because they're focusing on the content rather than maybe focusing on how to make the platform work for them, which is what I go through in, you know, when I do things to walk away. That's what I'm doing. I'm making the platform work for me before I put my content out, so that I can then ensure that I know that people will see it and they'll have the opportunity to engage with it. So I think that's probably a few of the things that
Awesome.
people are having problems with.
Now we talked about the hard things, the problems people face. What are the easy things? What are the things that you think, wow, this is so good because, and you're shocked by how easy they can be?
Yeah.
What are the good things? What are the good things?
Yeah. Well, So we've gone through some of the the problems and the bad stuff, but the good news is that those problems, they are very easily rectified. I mean, hopefully I kind of went through that a bit as I was going through those as well. So this is, I mean, Facebook is such a great opportunity, and I'm actually annoyed with myself that I wasn't doing what I'm doing now. I wasn't doing it years ago as well, because I could be so much further ahead now. But what is great is obviously that it's free. It's a free platform with an audience of billions. In 1998, when I first started online, you couldn't even think about something like that. Something like that wasn't even a thought. No, I mean, since social media has become available now, I suppose we do take it for granted a bit. But to have a potential audience of billions for free that you can connect with is incredible, and it's something that we should all be really taking advantage of, and making work for us, because with an audience of billions, then it really is an endless number of leads. Realistically, there are more people on Facebook who you can ever possibly talk to. It's never going to get saturated, whatever business you're in. Even though maybe if we're involved in the internet marketing niche, there's always talk that it's oversaturated, and there's no money in it, and all this kind of nonsense. But with an audience of potentially billions, there are always going to be more people than you can talk to, or there are more people who are available than you can actually realistically talk to, whether you're doing internet marketing, affiliate marketing, network marketing, whatever niche or like sub niche there is. You're never going to run out of people to speak to on Facebook. And when you follow a structure now, like I do, and I do that every day or 5 days a week, then it's easy. It just becomes part of your routine in the day. If you're on Facebook anyway, then you may as well just spend another few minutes doing the things that I do to make the platform work for you. And considering I spent 6 months last year on Instagram and not getting anything at all out of it, and then I decided to take Facebook a bit more seriously, and within a week I'm going from 0 to over 100 likes, and I'm getting people messaging me in the messenger and wanting to find out more about what I'm doing. You getting people who you haven't spoken to for years. They now see that you're getting a bit more engagement, and they're wondering what you're up to. They think, what have you, we haven't heard from you for the last 2 years. What's going on?
And you become a film star.
Yeah, exactly. That is it. I mean, if you had 100 likes on Instagram, no one's going to bat an eyelid. But you get 100 likes on Facebook, and it is like you are like a leader. It's crazy. And I mean, if I can do that, then anybody on this call can replicate what I'm doing.
It gives you pretty much instant authority, doesn't it? Like when you look at someone who's getting all these likes and comments, you don't know what they do, but you want to find out almost. You kind of look at their profile, and you kind of, what does this guy do? And you want to get to know him. And I'm exactly the same, mate. Exactly the same. You just automatically give that person authority, and that's what you're kind of build, isn't it? So who is this for, mate? Who I've got here? We kind of covered it really. So I mean, if you spend time on Facebook, this is for you. I spend time on Facebook, so I know already this is for me. So who else is this for? Who would really benefit from this kind of thing?
Yeah, well, as you said, Facebook's got an audience of billions, so basically anybody. It's suitable for anybody. But if we're looking at it from an online business perspective, then this is perfect for beginners. as well. You know, if you're just getting started in either internet marketing or network marketing or whatever the case may be, and you're looking to establish yourself quickly, and you're looking to build yourself a targeted audience, build yourself a targeted list as well away from Facebook, then what I do, then this technique, this is perfect for you. You know, it's absolutely perfect for beginners. I wish I was doing this a few years ago when I was finding things a bit more difficult. I wish that I'd done this, because that could have really helped me out at the time. As you say, it's perfect for people who are on Facebook anyway. You know, if you're somebody who likes posting stuff on Facebook or likes interacting with other people's posts on Facebook, then this is perfect for you, because you don't have to do that much more to make the platform work for you in return, and really ramp up your own engagement and improve your own, you know, status on the platform here.
One of the big things, like I always tell people, is this is kind of where you need to be focusing on and working on, because it's free and you're on there anyway. So you, like, it amazes me why people don't kind of do more of it, really. It's always one of the first things whenever a coaching student or anything happens. It's like, are you done this? That's pretty much always the first question.
Yeah.
What are the most sorry mate, did I cut you off? What are the most common mistakes you see people make? Because like, look at someone like me who's not a pro at this kind of thing. What are the most common mistakes you see people make?
Yeah, I mean, your profile is okay. You know, there's not really not really anything wrong with it. No, it's usually the typical things that, again, I've got them written down. So if I'm glancing down there, they're usually the obvious things. So you've got things like your profile picture. I mean, your profile picture, it should be a nice, clear photo of your face, so people can see that what you look like, and that you've got nothing to hide. So you can. Yeah. Basically, any friend requests which come into me where they don't have a profile picture, or they've got a picture of maybe a company logo or a pet, bizarrely, or you know, like a car or something like that, then, you know, then that's no good. So that's an immediate fix. If you haven't got a photo of your face, then, you know, you need to have that, because otherwise people are going to think, you know, well, what have you got to hide if they can't see what you look like? Not just maybe a profile picture then, but the longer banner cover photo as well. A lot of those are just awful. You know, it's like, especially if you're on a mobile device, it's the first thing that people are going to see when your profile comes up, because it's that top bar at the top of the screen. So a lot of people get that wrong, even if they've spent some money on like a professional one, which does actually show their face and shows their name and maybe gives a bit more info about what they are. If it's not mobile optimized, then it's going to be chopped off, and it's just going to look horrible on mobile, even if it looks pretty decent on a desktop. But most of the bad ones are just things where people are just given no real thought to what is quite an important part of your profile. So they've just uploaded, I don't know, maybe some kind of motivational quote, which was a square image, and then it's just been stretched out into a rectangle, so it just looks rubbish. Maybe just like I don't know, just any kind of irrelevant photo that they've just put up there, just to put something in there, so that it's just not a
picture of a bench.
Yeah, you know,
a picture of a bench.
Yeah, so it's those are the things, really. So where people aren't taking enough, I don't know, pride and care in their profile, because maybe they think that first impressions don't count when they do. So those are the two main, I suppose, visual mistakes. Another mistake as well, which I know maybe people on the call are having that at the moment, is just adding too many friends. Mm-hmm. I know that some gurus have or wannabe gurus teach get 5,000 friends as quickly as you can, you know, to max them out. But that's no good if those 5,000 friends don't know who you are, and if you're not interacting with them at all. So the way I do it is I keep my friends list quite tight and quite small, and I'm always removing people from there if I notice that they're not posting or if they're not engaging with my stuff. So I mean, if we just, you know, just to try and illustrate the point, if we use and keep really simple numbers here, if you had, let's say, 100 friends on your list, but only 50 of them actually engaged with your content, the other 50 you've never spoken to at all before, well, then you've got a 50% engagement on your content. But if you then deleted those 50 people who were never interacted with you, and then you only had 50 people left on your list, on your friends list, then your content then goes up to 100% engagement. And that's what I try to aim for. I try to aim for as close to 100% engagement as I can. I know I'll never get 100, but if you try and shoot for as high as possible, then Facebook will look on that a bit more favorably then, because they can see that you're posting stuff that people actually want to get involved with and engage with, compared to if you've got a 5,000 strong friends list and you're putting out a post and maybe it's getting 2 or 3 likes.
That sounds like me.
Well, my next line was going to be then Facebook is going to think that you're irrelevant, but that would be very unkind of me to say so.
Thanks, mate.
But that's kind of the idea behind that anyway. It's to try to have as highly an engaging friends list as you possibly can. So the only way you can do that is by chopping out the dead wood.
Exactly, and it gets really, like, it sounds like you have basically explained it. It gets really frustrating when you hit 5,000 people. Like you see someone with a 500 friends, and they just seem to go through the roof. Which I'm at the stage 5,000 friends, and you have to keep removing people all the time, and you just add more, and it doesn't seem to get you anywhere, because that's exactly what I do. And guys, I can see a few questions coming through, which is fantastic. If we get time at the end, because I realise time's getting on a bit, if we get time at the end, we'll get to some of them. So if you have got a question, stick it in. And if you're enjoying what Dave has gone through so far, stick it in the questions box, because like I say, it's the first thing we've both done like this. First thing I've done like for a long while, or ever, and David for a long while. So if you're enjoying it, just let us know. Time. Yeah, so tell us, David, about the walk away. Okay. What is the walk away?
Okay, so I mean, if anybody on the call now has kind of enjoyed what we've been talking about at the moment, and you wanna do things the walk away yourself, to improve your own results and improve your own engagement, get a ton of new leads, a ton of inquiries coming through the messenger, and making a lot more sales than you're doing at the moment through your Facebook profile, then you can do things the walk away too. What the walk away is, it's my Facebook attraction marketing video course, where you basically get to look over my shoulder at how I do things to attract new leads and make sales using just my Facebook profile, as we talked about on the call today. So the training, it's split up into 5 modules. So I'll show you how to set up your Facebook profile correctly. We've just touched upon that just now, but I'll go into that in a lot more detail. So I'll show you how to set it up to position yourself as a leader in niche, even if you're brand new. Remember, I basically went from 0 to 100 in a week. You can get results that fast. It's not just me pretending that it's something that can happen. You really can get results that quickly. And what will happen then is that you'll encourage highly targeted and interested people to come out and reach out and engage with you. I'll also go through like the common mistakes as well. So while you'll know what to do, you'll also know what mistakes not to make as well. Again, we've kind of gone over that a little, but in the course I've actually got video examples of that as well, so you can have a good laugh at those as well.
I've got some great questions coming through, mate. I've got some great questions.
Excellent. All right, I'll try and speed through this a bit then, so we can answer them. So I'll also go through the different types of posts as well. We had a quick look at my feed earlier, but I'll go through all the different types of posts. I think there's about 6 different types of posts that I do, so I'll go through those in detail, and I'll also tell you like the scenarios where it would be better for you to use one post over another, so you get the maximum engagement and results from that as well. So you're not wasting any of your time. Whenever you're spending time on putting content out on Facebook, then you're getting the maximum return on that as well. We just talked about friends lists as well. So I've got a module how you can see me cleaning out my friends list to keep it as tight and highly engaging as possible. And then I'll also go through in detail and all the different places on Facebook that I use to find new people and bring them into Walker's world, so I can I can do that as well. So I've got all I've got different videos on the different places on Facebook where you can find like the most highly targeted people who are the most likely to be interested in what you've got to say and what products and services and opportunities that you have to offer as well. Maybe one of the more exciting modules on there as well is basically how I get all this engagement. So I'll show you all the things that you need to do to warm up the Facebook algorithm, the things that I do before I post, and then also what I do after I post as well, and just to make sure that I get the maximum engagement as I possibly can. And as we looked at earlier in the video, that stuff even works during a Facebook outage as well. So even if Facebook isn't working, it's not going to affect your engagement. You're still going to be getting tons of likes and comments and inquiries coming through the messenger as well. And one thing that you may have heard of as well is the dreaded Facebook jail as well, which is basically where Facebook takes away some of your privileges. So you may not be able to comment on people's posts, or you may not be able to like or love people's posts, or you may not even be able to post things yourself. So in the training as well, I go through how to do what I do and get that massive engagement and avoid being slung in Facebook jail as well, which is important because it's no good if you're getting a load of momentum. You're building up some speed on this by getting a load of engagement, and then you're getting slung in Facebook jail for 7 days, and it just stops you dead in your tracks. So you don't want that to happen. So I cover that in the training as well. And the other thing then that I mentioned is you're getting inquiries coming through on the messenger. And that's the most important part, really, because while it's all well and good posting content on Facebook, getting tons of engagement, you're not actually making any money by doing that. The money comes in the messenger, where you're then speaking to people one-on-one. So I actually then give you a script that you can follow, and it tells you then from start to finish how you can speak to people in the messenger, how you can build rapport and trust with them, and the things that you need to say to them to either qualify them as somebody who may be interested in your business, and if they are, I go through how you can make the sale, or if they're not, then I also go through the other side of things there, where you just eliminate them as somebody who's not going to be interested in your stuff. So if you've never done any sales online, or if you don't think you're any good at sales, so therefore you might think that the walk away isn't for you, well, that's what I cover in that module. I've got a whole module dedicated to that as well, so you'll be able to do things you'll be able to sell effectively in the Facebook Messenger as well. So that's like the basic the basic course. So besides those modules as well, we've also got some bonuses as well for the fast action takers among you as well. So the extra bonuses then it'll help you squeeze every last bit of value out of the training, and also kind of reduce the cost overall as well as a result of that. So we'll go over the bonuses in just a sec, but I do want to point out that this training, it isn't available anywhere else. I mean, nobody else is doing things the walk away, because that's how I do things. Me, David Walker, that's how I do it. So it is kind of exclusive to me in that respect. I mean, I don't do one-on-one coaching. I have done it in the past, and I didn't really like it. So I don't do that kind of thing anymore. But even if I did, then because of the results that I've been getting now, I could probably charge hundreds of dollars an hour for doing that kind of consultancy. But even if I did do the consultancy, then basically what I would just do is just go through the process that I've got in the walkaway video training anyway. So to some degree, you are getting as close to that kind of consultancy as a result of that, then, without paying exorbitant consultancy fees, if that makes sense. And yeah, as I mentioned, you know, I'm not the only person doing this. There are other people who are being very successful with Facebook. They're getting lots of engagement, and they're getting lots of people begging to work with them and that kind of thing. So, you know, there will be other expensive courses out there from marketers with much bigger names than I've got, which might get you good results, but they might get you worse results as well. And of course, there are always cheaper courses as well. You know, if you look hard enough, you can probably find much cheaper courses than mine as well. But you know, they're going to be just cookie cutter rubbish, which just theory based stuff. Whereas mine, if you go through my course, I've got over 50 training modules on there with all the results and the proof that it works.
It's awesome.
So you know, while mine isn't, you know, it's not super cheap, it is going to be a deal for what you get. So
tell us about
hopefully that makes sense.
Tell us about the bonuses, because
okay.
I think people are going to love the bonuses.
I think so as well. I love a bonus myself. So okay, so we've talked about the general training modules on there. I've also created a bonus training module as well about Facebook stories and how you can use that to get even better results. Whereas Instagram stories are basically where it's at. I think they're now more popular than the actual Instagram feed itself. Stories are still in their infancy a bit with Facebook, even though Facebook, especially on a mobile device now, is really trying to push them, because when you load up the news feed at the top, the first thing you see is the story bar. So I've created some training around that to help you get like the most out of that side of the platform as well. And I've also set up a walk away premium Facebook group as well. And that's where I'll be then, where if you need any like further help or guidance or advice, then you can get that from me one-on-one. Again, I said I don't do consultancy as such, but you can get that one-on-one assistance from me in the premium Facebook group as well. Okay, so we got those are the two main bonuses, but we've also got some extra special webinar only stuff that we need to reveal as well. Yeah. Okay, so all right, let's have a look what we've got here. Okay,
this to me is the exciting bit, because it saves a lot of work.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Okay, great. So basically, what you get in the walkaway training, I go through the different types of post that you can post, but I don't tell you exactly what to post. So that's where this webinar only special bonus comes in, because what I can also give you today is a document which includes 2,000 done for you Facebook status updates, which are, again, I've used some of them myself as well, so I know that they work. So they're 2,000 like hand-picked status updates, which are like proven to get to make an impact, and are proven to get engagement as well. So if you're just starting out, then this is going to be perfect for you, because you're not going to be left wondering what to post after going through the training, because I'll give you the content to post as well. So all you need to do then is just pick a status update you like, put it on your profile, and just wait for the engagement to flood in, which will then give you more opportunity then to speak with people in the messenger. So that is a special webinar only bonus, that particular product, because I think that by itself is going to be sold for $47 by itself. So you can have that for free today. We've also got some more, even more status updates for you as well. So I've also got a collection of 52 status updates, which are just for Mondays. So every Monday morning or whatever, you can post that. There's another 100 then, which are just all about the weekend. So you can keep your audience engaged with you then, even when they're having a bit of downtime on the weekend. There's another 200 status updates, which are all about love and relationships. So if you're involved in any of that kind of aspect of the industry at all, then you might find those useful. And I've also got I also went out as well and interviewed 10 other successful Facebook marketers. I call it like a 10 for 10 document. So I interviewed 10 successful Facebook marketers and asked them all 10 questions on what they're doing to build a successful Facebook business using just their profile, and compiled all the answers into one document. So you can go through those as well, and then and pick up any extra tips as well. So that was a lot of fun to produce, and I think there's some good value in there. There's some real nuggets in there as well. So that's an additional bonus. Okay, so those are the bonuses. I don't know, Wayne, if you wanted to talk about the affiliate side of things as well, just to make sure we got that right.
Those bonuses, all those status updates just amaze me. Like so you basically have you understand the system at the end of it. You're basically going to be a master of Facebook attraction marketing, and I'm going to go through all this, and I'm going to use those status updates because I'm, if I can keep my workload down, I will. So I'm going to use some of those. So also what you get, guys, which is brilliant. So you can imagine yourself in say a month, you're getting all this traction, you get all these likes, all these comments, but you need something to sell. You need something to help people with. And when you purchase the training, the coaching, what you also get is resale rights. So you can also resell this product and get 50% of what you sell it for. Okay, so you're basically, and you become an affiliate for it, you get 50% for everything you sell. So you haven't got to make your own course, you haven't got to sit there and do 2,000 status updates. I hate to think how long that took you, David. That's a big job. You basically get this course, which you can help people with. People will love you for sharing this with them because of how awesome it is, how much in depth it is, and how it's actually going to help the people you're speaking to. So it's an absolutely fantastic product. Now I'm going to share my screen and tell you guys where to go to get this, which includes the bonuses we talked about, and then we're going to answer, because we've got a few questions. So I know we're really short on time, Dave, so we'll shoot through some questions. Because there's one there I want to see what you say, but I'm going to share my screen, so hopefully you can see the URL in front there, David.
Yep, I can. Yeah.
So it's trafficdomination.rocks/Facebook special. Okay. The price on that is $297, and it'll take you to the page. You make payment. As soon as you make payment, you get instant access to pretty much everything, I believe, David.
Everything's there.
If you're in the VIP, then you get this for free. Okay, if you're in the VIP. So I'm going to take that off the screen, and then we'll answer a few questions. Don put a good question in here, which I found quite funny. Let me just get to that. There's quite a lot of good questions here, guys. A lot of good questions. Don, so he said, congrats on popping your webinar cherry. I don't know if that was to me or you, but
it's been such a long time. It feels like it's popping the cherry. So
yeah. He said he'd love to hear how you handled the feeling of being alone on a platform of 2 billion people.
Yeah, how I handle most of my problems. I just sit in a darkened room and have a little cry. Wonder where it all went wrong.
Yeah, same as me. Well, I'm just going to flip through some of these questions. What about not liking to sell, being shy about stuff? That's from Pablo. So I'll let you answer that, David. But one of the things if you're shy to sell, most things you have to sell. So you've got to lose that shyness, Pablo. But I'm going to let you answer that one, David, because I went through this feeling that Pablo's talking about. Do you see what I mean? Like, yeah. I've been through all this, Pablo, so I understand where you're coming from. But David, how would you answer that?
Okay, well, the good thing is that you can kind of take out a lot of the emotion out of this, because in the fifth module, you basically got like the formula on what to say to people anyway, so you don't have to like really think of that yourself. So you just follow what's in there. But I suppose what is more important is that you can do this over Messenger. So you're just typing it out. It's not like you're having to sell to somebody face to face. So you haven't got like that awkwardness or that shyness. People aren't going to be able to like see in your face that you're very nervous, or that maybe you're inexperienced or anything like that. And you don't even, and it's not even as though you've got to do it over the phone. So people won't even necessarily hear your voice. So they're not going to be able to hear like if you've got a nervous tone or anything like that. I mean, by doing this stuff in the Messenger, it takes a lot of that personal side of things out. Even though doing things like the walk away, you are building that more kind of personal relationship between yourself and other people through your content, and even when you're going back and forth in the Messenger. But at the end of the day, you're only typing words onto a screen. So if you are if you are kind of nervous about selling, or if you're inexperienced about selling, then the best thing to do would just be to just do it. Go through what's in the training, and just try it out.
Exactly.
If it's your first couple of goes are probably going to be not that great, but you're not going to have that embarrassment that maybe you'd have if you were face to face. Nobody's going to laugh you out of a room or anything like that. You just type in, it's just words on a screen. And when you do it, you probably find that it's that it gets easier, and it is quite relaxing and natural. So there's not really anything to be worried about that.
No, that is, I could get into mindset and everything else, which I love, but most fair is, well, all fair is from your brain anyway. It doesn't, most fair never comes into reality, does it? I'm a big testament to that in some of the things I've done. You're always scared of what's going to happen, then you do it, and then it never happens anyway. So it's kind of, it's your fight or flight, your kind of adrenaline response and it's things. So we'll do one more question, which is from Ian. I thought this is quite a good question. How do you deal with people trying to sell to you over Messenger? Now, for me, I've been sold to on Messenger, but like, you do it in a way where you're not selling. Like, that's the way you sell for me on Messenger. People sell to me, they weren't selling to me. I literally asked them what they do, and then they sell to me. I don't know what you think, David, but how would you deal with someone trying to sell to you? So if, like I'm sure a lot of the guys and a lot of the people on the webinar have had someone message them, and straight away they got a message, hey, would you like to buy? Or they've just dropped a link to something. I think Ian's asking how do you deal with them?
Yeah, but yeah, well, as you mentioned there, you can spot these people a mile off, because they generally just within seconds of befriending you, they're in the Messenger and they're dropping a link without any kind of foreplay. It's just straight into the action. Yeah. So yeah. And yeah, well, how do I deal with them? I just tell them no, thank you, because I'm just not that interested. So if it was somebody who I'd been speaking to back and forth with, and you kind of know more about them and know what they're into, and know that they're actually being genuine with their business, and they're not just some chancer who's trying to sign you up for some kind of Bitcoin scam or whatever, then yeah, then maybe be a bit more open to discussing it with them. I have that now with people who I've been speaking to for the last maybe 4 or 5 months, back and forth on the Messenger. Some of them might ask me if I'm interested in something, but if I'm not, then I'll just tell them that I'm politely that I'm not interested in it. It's not really a big deal, I don't think. Yeah. And if anyone, sorry. Yeah, I was just gonna say, if anybody just comes on within seconds of meeting you and they're just trying to give you the hard sell straight away, or not even trying to sell to you, they're just giving you a link. There's no kind of aspect of salesmanship there at all. No. Then they're just easily blocked. So it's not really a big deal.
Yeah. And when you do, what you're trying to build is that know, like, and trust factor. And when you start speaking to other people, okay, you'll begin to know, like, and trust them. And you'll find that the people like, and trust, you will buy things from, because you respect what they're doing, you know them, they wouldn't recommend it if they didn't think it would work. So it kind of works both ways. Everything is built on that know, like and trust kind of factor for me anyway. I only buy from people I know, like and trust, like you, David.
Yeah, exactly.
So guys, I think we're going to call it a day there, because we're gone over the planned amount of time, but hopefully I really enjoyed doing this, David. It was
good,
really enjoyable, and hopefully, guys, you got loads of value out of that. Seeing into the walk away, which I think is a fantastic name. I'm going to put that up again, the link up again, and you've all got it in chat. If you're interested, click the link. There's another video there. There's another video you can watch that we put together, and then you can use the buy button just below that. And those bonuses, they are available outside, but this is the only place you get them free by accessing this webinar. So it's the only place you get those free. Those status updates, I mean, 2,000, that's probably, if you used them all, that's a year's worth of content, which is crazy.
Yeah, years.
Oh, my assistant's going to be happy. Copy, paste. Is there anything else you want to say, David?
Not really. No, I think that's covered anything. That covered everything. Hopefully, hopefully you've all got some value out of it. Obviously, I want to say thank you to everyone who has attended and stuck with us through to the end here. It's been a really good experience. I've really enjoyed it. I haven't done a webinar like this in probably 7 or 8 years now, so it's great to be be back on camera and trying to give some value. So hopefully we've achieved that this afternoon.
Yeah, it was brilliant, man. I really enjoyed it, and I'm pretty sure the amount of comments and things we've got coming through throughout the whole thing is fantastic. So okay. I'm really glad, and thanks for watching, guys. We'll call it a day there, and no doubt we'll speak to you all very soon in the future. I recognise so many names that have attended. It's fantastic. Hopefully you can see, I'm just showing up on the screen again, trafficdomination.box/Facebook special. I've sent you the link. I'll send you a copy of the webinar, and we'll see you in the short future, hopefully. Take care, guys.
Great. Thanks a lot.
Cheers David. Bye.
Bye.